Ocean Research Institute. Not a leader, not a follower of anyone, not a leader of anyone. I am a member of an organization that dedicated itself to the area of the black procession that is so needed today. I said the black procession. I am a black man, and my first allegiance is to my race. Am I not right? Chinese first allegiance is to himself and the Chinese race. The Caucasian to the Caucasian race. It's consistent. Nobody's wrong, nobody's right. We're consistent with the cosmic procession. The black man was placed in Africa, the Eskimos in Alaska, the Europeans in Europe, and we all had our duty to this planet, to the existence of this planet. But as for ourselves, I cannot talk for the Caucasian or the Chinese or the Eskimo. I could only talk about my race because that's the only thing I know. I know no other entity or race or people or philosophy. I didn't go to school because it wasn't necessary. I came from a people that didn't invent school because school was unnecessary. Today with the schools, we are sick. Yesterday without the school, we were healthy. The first part of this journey that we will take, this tedious journey, is about explaining how we cure AIDS. It's not how Sebi cure AIDS. Am I your brother? Yes. So if Sebi or the Ocean Research Institute cure AIDS, who cure AIDS? The black race or Sebi? It is the black race. When the Chinaman does something in China, there isn't one single Chinese that is singled out to say, he is the man that did it. It's the Chinese people. When the Arab does certain things, the Arabs. When the Caucasian, the Caucasian. But with me, it is Sebi. It divorced me from you. I am a sum total of the black race. Am I not? Am I not? Yes. I am you standing here. So what is wrong? I am you. The part of you that you didn't know. Yes, you know. I am not here with something that you are unaware of or didn't know. I am here with something that you forgot. So as a black man, we will introduce to the world a black perspective to pathology and nutrition. We have had the Ayurvedic, which is Indian. It failed. We have had the allopathic, which is European. It failed. We have the microbiotic, where it recommends us to eat rice. Rice is starch, isn't it? Yeah. Starch is carbonic acid. It failed. So let us now introduce one that will complement ours, the black man. The position of the black man was always one of healing. When the black man was found in Africa, did he have prostitution? No. Did he have alcohol? No. Did he have religions? Yes. No, he did not. Nature did not start with religion. Nature only creates those things that are necessary, that supports life. Religion does not support life. Life supports life. Did we wear clothes? No, we didn't wear any clothes. It was a statement that we were making. But the statement was misunderstood by the foreigners. The visitors said we were naked. And we believed it. They said we were naked. Could you imagine a man standing here without no clothes? Since creation? How old is creation, ladies and gentlemen? Nobody knows. But since creation, we lived in the forests of Africa without no clothes. And one day some strangers came and said, "You are naked." And because we, their children, have negated them and misinterpret our parents, we become like embarrassed because our parents lived in Africa without no clothes. Yes, they have no clothes. See, body without no clothes receives oxygen. It keeps you calm, it keeps you healthy. With polyester, it deprives you of oxygen. Haven't you heard the policeman in Los Angeles that was jogging with the polyester and fell dead? The deprivation of oxygen. We wore no clothes. No, we didn't. But there was no prostitution. You see? And when our parents ate, they ate from the tree. When they bathed their body, it was in a river without chlorine or 200 chemicals. And they were savages.
No.
A man that ate the freshest food in the world and bathed in the cleanest river was a savage. Well, let us take a journey, because I am the son of the savage. I am her child. I am their child. I am my mother's son. Fortunately for me, she is, has been, and will always be the only entity that I would ever listen to. No one else, nobody else. No philosophy or no one else, my mother. I came out of her. She deserved every credit that I would ever muster up. After all, I could never pay my mother because I'm her child. So we're going to journey back as Syrian to our mothers now. It is said through the history of medicine that medicine began in Egypt. It sure did. Well, if medicine began in Egypt, it said that there was a need for medicine in Egypt. And if there was a need for medicine in Egypt, there was a violation. The people in the forests of Africa need no medicine. They had no doctors. Why? There was no violation.
May I have your attention? May I have your attention?
The only reason that we become sick.
Contact security. Officer Moses, contact security. Thank you.
The only reason that we become sick is when there is a violation. But in the forests of Africa, you could not violate because there were no rice, there were no beans, there was no carrots, there were no hogs, there were no cows, there was no wheat in Africa. The Africa did not eat those foods because those foods that I just mentioned that are supposed to be food substances, they are laboratory products. And the black man did not alter nature or add it in any way, remove or add. So you see, what did we eat? What did the African eat in the forests of Africa that is so necessary to know today? Because our body is in need of it. We are sick. But the anthropologists that came to us, the archaeologists, the paleontologists, the historians, they didn't talk about what our parents ate. What did they talk about? I don't know. Whatever they talked about was of no consequence because now we are sicker than we ever been. But we read all those books. Well, I read no book. So we're going to journey now on a natural perspective, a natural canoe. Since medicine did not begin in the jungles of Africa, and it began in Egypt, we know that there were violations. Hippocrates came years later and brought the science and established the science of the medical science today. Hippocrates in 365 BC. He used herbs too. The question should be asked now, why isn't the physician using herbs today? If Hippocrates was the father of medicine. So we find that instead of us understanding, we criticize. Black Tehushia Institute has been criticized. Well, our parents does not allow us to criticize them. It is time to look at them and worship them, follow them. I stand in front of you today about to give you a lecture on how to cure AIDS and why AIDS exists. Well, that's good and fine. But when I leave from here, what next? You know, like you take a book and you read it, you put it back on the shelf, it has no more use. You read the book, it cost you $50. Now what you gonna do? You learn something? What did we learn? What are we gonna learn this evening? Because this evening is about the family, not about how to cure AIDS. You know why? It takes a second. Like I said to you, I came to you with something that you already know, but you forgot. It's about the family that is so divided. The disease, we talk of AIDS. AIDS is not the disease. It's that rice, and that sugar, that salt, that meat, that cow meat, that carrot. The carrot that you guys jump. I gave a lecture at the WLIB about carrots, and everybody said that I was crazy. But it is fine, it is good. Because the herbs have helped me to understand, to be somewhat patient. The herb teaches that. You see, the herb shows me that when people goes to sleep, some wakes up a little bit earlier than the others. That's natural. If 10 people go to sleep, not all close their eyes at the same time. And when they wake up, some wake up earlier than others. But the mistake that is being made with us today is that those of us that are yawning, we want to go and wake the other one that wants to wake up at 7 because we're up at 5. You see? You leave him sleep because sleep is necessary. It is through sleep that we regenerate energy. But we curse sleep. This is what we say about each other. Oh, you're dead. You're asleep. He's not dead. Yes, he's asleep. But why are you angry because he's asleep? Isn't sleep necessary? Are you awake? Yeah. Well, why don't you do the thing that people that are awake does? Do that. Because when he wake up and you talking trash, you're going to say, well, look, man, let me go back to sleep because you've been awake for years. You haven't done anything. I am not awakened yet. I'm still yawning. Because I was fortunate to find a perspective that came from our mother, through my mother, and through the help of many, many, many other people, much wiser than me because I'm not wise. Because you heard me say I didn't go to school. And to be wise, you have to go to school. Yes, you do. Because if it wasn't that way, then there would not be any schools, right? But I'm not wise. I just happen to get information in my head that is equitable and complementary. I learned that no one is wrong, and that there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no up, there's no down, there's no superior, no inferior. That doesn't exist. So now we're going to go back to AIDS, right? Because that's why you came. You came because of AIDS. Well, what's the difference with AIDS and pneumonia? What's the difference with AIDS and TB? There is no difference. I should know that. Remember, I was arrested and tried with practicing medicine without a license. You stood by and watched them arrest me. Because you were a little bit more asleep, you didn't get up and say, well, hold it, he's defending our mother. Let us go see how we could help this institute. But no, the institute, I especially was arrested and charged with practicing medicine without a license because I said what? I cure AIDS, blindness, diabetes, lupus, herpes, sickle cell. It sounds fantastic. It sounds gross. It sounds like it is impossible. Sure, it is impossible because we forgot our mother and we have been entertaining the Western medicine. Western medicine said that there's no cure for any disease. Didn't we believe it? They also told us that sickle cell is the result of God giving us sickle cell to fight malaria. You mean to tell me that God loves us that much? You mean to tell me that God gave us sickle cell to fight malaria? Gave us a disease to fight another one? How does that sound to you? It is crazy. Sure, I know you guys are wiser than me. Of course you are. Because you are no more than I am. I'm only one. And everything I got it from you because I didn't go to school. I grew up in Louisiana with brothers in the pool hall. Niggers, as they call us then. But I'm one. But those niggers, you will hear what they helped me to put together. The vocabulary, the consistency, the organization I got from those niggers in those pool halls. So we begin now. They told us that disease is the result of germ, virus, or bacteria. Am I right? Who said that? The Caucasian again. But how do you know that's true? Have we done any research independent to that, the European? He done his research. Fine. The Japanese did his. Good. But what about my mama? My mama needs representation too, isn't it? I want to hear what my mama have to say. When my mama said that there's no such thing as a germ, a virus, or a bacteria. What did you say, Dr. Sebi? This is in court. This is the Supreme Court of the United States. The judge said, what did you say? I said, there is no such thing as a germ, a virus, or a bacteria. Then what is it? I said, man, it is a microbe that is generated in the body when erosion begins. So you see, explain that. I said, very simple. If I take a very healthy human being and lay them on this table and not move them for a month, when I raise them, what are they going to have on their back? A bed sore. And inside that bed sore would be some little worms, isn't it? Sure. But where did the worms come from and where were they birthed? In the man himself. But why the bed sore? You didn't move that person. That part of him was lacking of oxygen. You never see bed sore on the top of the person. You see them on the bottom. The deprivation of oxygen causes all disease. The big mystery. You see how quick you learn that? Every disease that is manifested is caused by the deprivation of oxygen. You have it with a very healthy man. Lay him down and unmove him. You can get a bed sore. I said, Your Honor, if I take a potato, place it inside of an oxygen-free vesicle, a vessel, 14 days later, you begin to see it break down. And then you see little worms coming out of the potato. Where did the worms come from? From across the street that invaded your potato? Or from inside the potato? From inside the potato. So when they talk about this virus, you think that it was something that you inhale in the air. No, because we were misled. The information that we all have had is sitting in our heads came from who? Who told us that carrots were good? Was it our mother? No. So when I say that carrots is no good, why should you get angry with me? You should be happy. But WNIB was not too happy. You see? They were angry. And all the health enthusiasts and the health promoters was offering us carrot juice for vitamin A. But there is nowhere in your body you have vitamin A to use that carrot. So therefore, assimilation is impossible. We go back again to the virus. Then they said, well, we threw out virus, right? Now we go to germ. They said that disease is the result of what? Germ, virus, or bacteria. But we just threw out virus because the man had a bed sore. And he got it because of what? Not moving him. His body was being deprived of oxygen. Now we go internal. When those cells cease to receive oxygen, they break down. And depending where the erosion is taking place, what disease you will have. If the erosion is in the nostril, it is what? Sinusitis. If it's in the bronchial tubes, it's bronchitis. If it's on the lung, it's pneumonia.